Crystal Kingstead with Continuous Technologies here to review the recent release for Alteryx Designer. And that would be 2021.1. So they came up with a few different features in this release along with some bug fixes per usual, just to keep their updates sound. So I'm going to go over the few that I really enjoyed and I thought were pretty cool. So first, we know Alteryx Designer as a drag and drop format where you drag the tools from the top here onto our canvas. And then you can start creating your workflows and processing different data. But now they have a key hack for it actually. So you can do Control, Shift, and T, and that will help you maneuver through the toolbar up on top. So you can use your left and right keys to move from each different tool grouping. And if you want to go into that tool grouping, you can use the down key, and again, left and right, to maneuver to different tools. Once you find the tool that you want, so for example, input data, we can then click enter, and it will bring it onto our canvas. Another way to do this same feature is you can now double click, and it will bring it directly onto your canvas, and it will actually connect it to the last one you just put on, which for lazy people like me, or just for people that love key hacks, this is super cool. So let's remove this just to keep our workflow nice and clean. The next one is the download tool. So here we have our download tool. I use this a lot with API calls, web scraping, anything that's using external data essentially. You can then go to the connection, and they allow you to throttle records now. So in the past, I've ran into some APIs that actually limit your calls that you can send to it within a specific amount of time. Sometimes it's a minute, sometimes I've seen like 10 seconds, but this is actually gonna help you limit it for a minute. So you can select how many records you can make within that minute, and it will send it and send them basically in batches almost. So the nice thing about this is you don't have to manually set up an operation to make sure you limit those records. They used to have the throttle tool before as well that could actually do this, but now they just put it into one tool, which is nice and condensed. So super excited for this one because I don't have to do the extra work now. The final one is more of a tell rather than a show. So I work with a lot of different joins in my data and a lot of different sorts and grouping by measures. And I also work at a lower memory setting. I do this because I can work with a bunch of different platforms that are high intensity on my memory at the same time without having any contention for the resource. What this happens to do to my join tools though is sometimes they'll just sit and look like they're doing absolutely nothing, which is very irksome for me because I want to get my work done. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what happened with my data and sort of start playing around with it. But it just looks like it is doing nothing. So Alteryx actually fixed this behind the scenes for their memory issue. They now prevented deadlocking on these join tools, which will help from making it appear hung and appear like it's doing absolutely nothing, which I am very excited about because there was nothing more irksome than seeing a join tool just sit and do nothing. So these are just a few that I found very interesting for the most recent release, but take a peep at Alteryx's website and take a look at other releases that they gave because they might make your job more efficient, or they might sort of like open up an idea as far as how you can improve your prior processes too. Stay tuned for our 2021.2 release coming soon.